Welcome, welcome, welcome again this week. Thank you for joining me again for another exciting show and lots of information. I Before we go on, I'm going to just ask the creator, ask God to bless this show as usual, to bless you and bless myself and bless all the information that we are going to receive on here and to make it very, very helpful and valuable in our lives. Um, Before I move on as well, I'm going to say please like, subscribe, and share. Okay, like, subscribe, and share, and all the things that you do for the social media out there. Do that for me. All right, I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate your presence here today. Okay, today, I'm talking about, as per usual, degenerative diseases, and I'm going to give you, as usual, some pointers, tips, and pointers to deal with the pain and the fatigue, the depression, and everything that comes from having to deal with degenerative diseases. Um, I Let me see what I have here. What's in my notes? Oh, yes. The format for the show is that I will start off with a recipe that will help you along the way. Then I'm going to do a presentation, and then I'm going to, well, I'll taste the food once it's done, and do the presentation, and then I'm going to do a meditation to end the show. Okay, so that's the format for the show. And in between time, if you would like to, just to let you know, if you would like to get the recipe for next week, which is the following week, you can go to my link in bio on Instagram, Dr. KALEFA Sickness to Success. It's on the screen there, and you will see the buttons. You can click the buttons, and that will take you to a page where you can book a free 15-minute chat with me, discovery call, or you can book a consultation, which is a 1 hour paid version. So if you want to have the recipes, you can click on the recipe tab. If you want to have a chat, book a chat, and so forth. And it will also take you to my pages. Unfortunately, the website is going to be up tomorrow, and it's not up today, not as far as I know, because the domain name wasn't ready yet. So for before the end of the week, that will definitely be up. And of course, you will find all of the recipes, and the past shows will be here on YouTube. Okay, so uh, presentation. Today's presentation actually is going to be, I'm going to be talking about some strange little critters that most people are not aware of, that actually get inside your body and cause all sorts of havoc in your system, and you're most of the time not aware that they're happening. So I'm going to chat to you today about that and give you some tips on really how to avoid them, or to make sure that you know what is going on in your body. Okay. The recipes, like all the recipes, the recipe today that I'm going to give you is going to be, the rest part of the recipes that I have used with my clients over the years. I have been doing this for over 2 decades, and these recipes have been instrumental in helping people to reverse degenerative diseases such as diabetes, cancer, arthritis, uh, fibroids, prostate issues, neurological issues, and the list goes on. And these recipes are the recipes I've given to my clients and students to help them to deal with these degenerative diseases. And of course, if you would like, if you do have a degenerative disease and you would like to get rid of it, to reverse it, do not believe what you hear out there that they cannot be reversed. They can. So if you would like to reverse it and get rid of that pain, the pills, the fatigue, the I hear these all the time, the fatigue, the pain, the pills, the mental and physical degeneration, the depression, the life of dread, not knowing what is coming in your future. If you want to get rid of all of that, then get in touch with me. Yes, go on to the link in bio, book a call with me, and have a chat with me. Yes, and I will tell you all that you need to know. I do run programs, and the my long program is 3 months, and during that time you will get all the information. It's not just healing, it's healing and education. So you will get all the information you need to reverse your disease and also to live a totally disease free life. Okay? So, with that said, um, with that said, yes, me. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dr. KALEFA, and I have been, like I said, doing what I do for over 2 decades. And I've helped hundreds of people to reverse degenerative diseases, such as the ones I've mentioned earlier, and a lot more, and teach them how to live a normal disease free life. And I have been obviously um, teaching people how to get rid of the pills, the pain, the fatigue, the depression, the uh, yes, I've just been helping people to get rid of that completely out of their lives and to be able to relate to their families in a different way, to have time with their families, to have money to spend instead of spending it on disease. So get in touch with me, and also remember, like, subscribe, and share. Before I go on to doing today's recipe. And today's recipe, I know I did a soup last week, and I'm going to do another one this week. Okay, this is a raw soup as well. And I can tell you it is a great, it's a really lovely recipe. So let me show you what's in it. Okay, here we have, I've already prepared, oh, go away. I've already prepared most of it. So we have one cucumber, and it's a cucumber and avocado salad. And believe me, last week I actually found a lady in the market who had avocados. And I thought, wow, avocado is back because they're one of my favorite foods. Salads don't taste the same without avocado. And they are so healthy for you, for your heart, for just everything. And I bought one, and I thought, let me do this soup. I couldn't get out yesterday to go to the market, but when I went down to the general market down there this morning, they did not have, not even one avocado could be found anywhere, because it's just the beginning of the season. It's just coming in. And I think the lady I saw last week, she had one of those early bird, as I call it, early bird trees, where they start bearing before others come out. So instead of that, I've decided to use some coconut jelly instead of the, just to thicken the soup, instead of the avocado. But you can, of course, use both recipes. Okay. So I have here some chopped cucumber. There's 2 cucumbers in there. And what I've done a couple of slices and some thyme, and put them in a bowl separately so that I can use those for dressing. I've got 2 limes, which I'm going to squeeze in a minute. And I have some more thyme there. This is about 2 tablespoons of thyme and a little coconut oil. And I've got some Bragg's coconut liquid aminos. This is soya free amino. Okay, so I've also prepared in advance this little dish here, which I'll talk to you about when I have completed the rest of the recipe. Okay, let me just cover that up. And these recipes, a great thing about these raw recipes, they take like a couple of minutes to prepare. Apart from the chopping, it's just simply blending. And it's great to, I think so far I've only done one um, steamed vegan recipe, but the rest have been raw. The majority of what I do is raw. Um, so I'm going to give me a moment while I just I just squeeze these limes, and I'm going to give it a bit of a bashing because lime is just coming in as well. At the moment, mangoes are going out and sour sops are going out. The seasons are changing, so limes are coming in, and hopefully the avocados are going to come back quickly. Uh, one of my favorite foods, like I said. And so the lime is quite hard. And if you cut it and try to squeeze it while it's this hard, you're going to find that it's almost impossible to get the juice out. So I'm going to use my rolling pin. Don't bash it too hard. You just want to soften it up so you don't have so much trouble squeezing it. Okay, so that's that there. Let me just cut it and then I can get the squeezer out and get the juice out. Okay, so I'm going to start putting all of this in the blender. As you know, my favorite blender is the Vitamix. So I'm putting in the cucumber, and if I have the avocado, that would go in too. I'm going to add the thyme. I'm not going to put the sticks in. You know, we buy it in the bundle like that, fresh in the market. I'm just going to take off the leaves because we don't want to have these sticks in there while we're trying to eat it. So I'm taking off the leaves there. And like I said, that's about 2 tablespoons of thyme. Okay, and now I'm going to squeeze the lime and put that in. There we go. Wow, I thought I had everything out there on the side, but I wasn't as fully prepared as I thought I would be. But don't beat me up for that. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to squeeze the lime now. And then I'm going to just add this, actually. I'm just going to add this and some of the liquid aminos. And that's it. I'm going to blend. There we go. It's a lot easier. It's so much easier when the lime is hard to soften it. When you soften it, the juice just comes out so much easier. Okay, and as you know, lime is excellent, absolutely excellent for your health. It's great to help manage your weight. It's great to sterilize your food. It's great. It's just great. What I suggest that people do is to have lime juice. I used to take a bottle of spring water with lime juice in it to go and walk. I swim more now. I don't walk as much as I used to because the traffic is horrendous. But there we go. That's the 2 lime juices in there. I used to take the lime juice with me to my walks and just sip it on the way as I'm walking. Okay, so now I'm going to put the coconut in. You remember? I'm putting the jelly coconut from the jelly. And I deliberately didn't chop these because I wanted to show you how best I do it. And I've got a little cutlass like this. I had one of those, the meat choppers. That's a very good one. I'm gonna get one back. The handle came off, so I had to get rid of it. But I'm just chopping it down one side. See, I got them to shave it down. They've left a bit on the bottom here, but I got them to shave it down so it would make it not just easier to carry, but a lot easier to get into. And it's not as hard to get into as a dry coconut. The dry coconut is very hard and therefore much, much more difficult to get into. So there we go. Don't try this at home. Okay, so let me pull that apart and you can see there the coconut inside there. So I'm just going to use a spoon and scoop that out. I like the jelly coconut in things like this because the dry coconut tends to leave bits, and the jelly coconut almost is like a cream. It comes up. In fact, I do use it sometimes to make cream. One of these weeks, maybe next week, I'll make a coconut jelly cream and show you ways that you can use it. And I see so much of this goes to waste, especially when people stop to buy coconuts on the street and they drink the water. But a lot of people don't eat the jelly. I don't know why, and they throw it away. I'm almost tempted to go and ask them if I can pack them all up and take them home. That's the kind of thing I do. But I would have to go back with a van or something and get them to pack them in there. But I've actually, if you want to know the goodness of the coconut jelly and coconut per se, then look at some of the shows. Oops, you can't see me very well there, can you? There I am. Yes, look at some of my past shows because I use the coconut a lot. And I usually tell you the benefits and the history behind the coconut. And I don't want to repeat it every single time. So go to my videos here on YouTube and look at, there are many of them that I've used coconuts in. So just look at one of them and you'll see the enormous, enormous benefits of coconut and the coconut water. And everything. And that's why I'm so young and sprightly. I'm actually 70 on my next birthday, and I will tell you I do not feel it. I do not feel it in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so we have there. Oh, I forgot to tell you water. So you're going to put about 2 cups of water in this. So let me get this. My big bottle is almost empty. So let me just get this and one of my cups. And I'm just going to, you can just guess how much water depending on how thick or loose you want the soup. So there we go, 2 cups. I think I'm going to start with 2.5 cups, and if I need more, then I can always add it. Okay, so this I'm going to blend, and it's as easy as that. And where is the cover? So I'm going to blend this now, And it's very, very hot here. It's the rainy season, and we had another rainstorm earlier, but the sun is out again. All right, so here we go. Okay, let's take a look at this. Um, the coconut could do with a little more blending, so I'm going to put it back for a little bit longer. Okay, that should be well done by now. So let me show you. This one is a nice consistency. That's how I like my soup. That sort of consistency, not too thick, and not too thin, unless it's the kind of Chinese type soup. So you can see there. Hopefully, let me put this down a little lower, just in case you can't see it. Hopefully, you can see it there. All right. So now you can dress it. I'm just going to dress it with the remember I left these two pieces of cucumber out for the dressing, and I'm going to put a little bit. Did I put any salt in? I didn't put any salt in, did I? Ooh. I'll have to do that with the rest. And put a little bit of the coconut oil there, and you can dress it with sprigs of garlic, just or scallion or something. But there we go. Let me show you. Can you see it? Hopefully you can see it. Let me lift it a little. There you go. Right, so that's your cucumber. Today it's cucumber and coconut, but you can also use the avocado, which is really, really lovely with it as well. Okay. And what I've done, I've made up a little side dish here to go with it. And that's plantain. Now, the plantain looks like a banana, but it's not banana, believe me. And you can have the plantain. The plantain is savory, and the banana is more of a fruit. And you can actually eat this raw. Yes, you can eat the plantain raw. And in the middle there, I've made some cucumber spaghetti. You remember last week, or was it the week before? I made spaghetti with the cucumber and the carrots. Well, I did the same thing. If you want to know how to get the spaghetti looking like that, then you can go on to that video from there. So that's it. I think I better take a picture of it before I start eating. Um, okay, let's do this. So I have the side dish there, and oh, I'm just going to sprinkle a little amino, a little coconut amino over it as well. Yeah, so there we go. Ah, that looks gorgeous, actually. There we go. So I'm going to take a picture of that now before I start eating. Where's my phone gone? Okay, here we go. Once I start eating, you won't be able to see the beauty of it. So it's best that I do that now. Okay, here's my camera. Okay, a quick picture, and then actually I've got the last two. I'm going to put these up on. I'm going to put these up on YouTube, and that way you'll be able to see it more clearly. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay. All right. So I've got that for YouTube. Okay, so let me taste this now. I know I forgot to put the salt in. You just salt it to your own taste. And remember, we're talking about sea salt. If you can get the Celtic sea salt or the Himalayan, I think most people now, can get it quite easily wherever they are. The Celtic sea salt is a little harder to get than the Himalayan, but you can get it. Yes. Mm. Actually, that tastes good without the salt. Try it without the salt first. And then if you think it needs salt, then you can add it. Mm. You can actually, when I first started many years ago teaching people how to get well and add raw to their diet, I had one lady who came into, I think it was probably the one of the early classes that I did. And she said, you know what? I did not know that food tasted like this, because when it's like this, you can taste the fullness of the food. She said, for the first time in my life, I actually tasted the food and not the seasoning. So this is a great way to not just taste your food, but to get the wholeness of the food with all its enzymes and everything into your body. Okay. Mm, having a little piece of the plant in there and some of the cucumber spaghetti. Mm, this is good. This is good. Mm, mm, okay. I'm coming. Just give me a minute. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Let me put this aside before I get so carried away that I can't stop. mm. Okay, where's my cover for that? And for this. Okay, so what's next on the agenda? Like I said, I'm going to talk to you about these nasty little critters who get inside of your body, feed off of you, and cause havoc in your system, and you don't even know that they're there. Yeah, so first of all, let me talk to you about the food that we've just eaten. Plantain has a lot of nutrients, and you've just got to go and type it in and you'll see it does have a lot of vitamins and minerals. The actually, the cucumber. Most of us think it's a vegetable, but it's actually classed as a fruit, like tomato is classed as a fruit, but we see it as a vegetable and treat it as a vegetable. Um, but it's actually a fruit, yes. So it supports weight loss because it has lots and lots of this high water content. It's very high in nutrients, and it prevents constipation and supports, like I said, supports weight loss. So it is actually in the, I would say, it's in the green white part of the rainbow, which all of these types of vegetables, like it's actually in the rainbow as a vegetable. but uh, it it has what you call indoles in it, and lutein, and though that eliminates excess estrogen and carcinogens. Carcinogens, as you know, are cancer causing elements in the foods, or any cancer causing um, element. So that's it with the food. There's not a lot of things in there, but there's a lot of nutrients, and of course, they're full of enzymes because they're uncooked. Yeah. Okay. So, what are we going to do next? Let's have a look. Let's take a look at this presentation here. And this is again one that I used to do many years ago, but I found that it's still very pertinent today. Um, People are still not as much in the know about this type of thing as they should be, and also how to get rid of them, okay, or to prevent them. And these are called parasites. Yeah. So toxic overload, that's the parasites come at the end. Toxic overload. Yeah. The dangers of toxic overload. Um, the accumulation of poisonous substances in our body makes us predisposed to disease. Our channels of elimination become hindered, which leads to changes within our cells and ultimately our whole bodies. Our intestines tend to be the first point of attack from disease causing agents. And this is why they say disease begins in the colon or in the digestive system. Toxins get into the bloodstream and infiltrates the tissues, causing toxemia and toxicosis, which puts pressure on our liver, and small amounts enter through the skin and lungs. And toxic intestines can't absorb properly. So you find that you have situations where you're not getting as much or any of the nutrients that you're taking in the food. And if you're not taking in the right amount of nutrients, or for instance, if you eat a lot of um, junk food, you're getting hardly any nutrients. And then if your intestines can't absorb properly, which you very, very likely can't because of the foods that you're putting into your body, then you will end up in a more dangerous situation and more susceptible to getting disease of the colon. And today I'm going to introduce you to some um, of these toxins that you may not be aware of. Like I said, most people have varying degrees of toxicity, and evidence shows that a large number of diseases are related to a high level of toxicity, including immune dysfunction, neurological diseases, digestive problems, chronic fatigue, um, heavy metals. These are metals with specific gravity, at least 5 times that of water. The body can't metabolize them, and so they accumulate in the soft tissues and bones. They're unavoidable in today's industrialized world, and even seafood, fish, vegetables, processed foods, and so on have these heavy metals. These are iron, copper, manganese, and the iron, copper, manganese, and zinc are beneficial heavy metals, but there are many that are very dangerous and shouldn't be in the system, like mercury, lead, aluminum, and cadmium. They're extremely harmful to the human body. Elemental mercury enters the air by natural processes such as volcanic eruptions, dental amalgam fillings. There, I think in Europe now they've actually banned the mercury in the amalgam fillings. So they've recognized the danger of that being in your mouth and in your body constantly, causing problems. People get headaches and diseases as a result of that, until they found out that that was a problem. Thermometers, electric switches, fluorescent lighting, and some batteries. Inorganic mercury is in the contaminated food, skin creams, skin lightening creams, preserving solutions for biological specimens, analytical chemistry labs, etc. They get in through the gastrointestinal tract and as vapor through the lungs. Organic mercury, or ethyl or methyl, is the most reactive form of mercury and passes the blood-brain barrier more easily, and therefore it's considered to be much more dangerous. Most fish or seafood, medical preservatives, fungicides, antibacterials, and most vaccines have this organic mercury, and all are highly absorbable through the digestive tract, and they're extremely toxic. They affect your immune system, alters your genetic and enzyme systems, damages your nervous system by impairing your motor coordination and senses of touch, taste, and sight. Uh, Methyl mercury is especially harmful to developing embryos. Lead, which is in paint, I think most countries have banned lead in paint and in toys and some petrol, gas, and that sort of thing. But you find it in some food from China, pre 1990 buildings, batteries, ammunition, x ray shields, solder and pipes, municipal drinking water, printing ink, gasoline. I think most countries now have banned it in gasoline, fertilizers, cosmetics, hair dyes, and the list goes on. The symptoms are abdominal pain, headaches, numbness, fatigue, dizziness, hypertension, kidney dysfunction, loss of appetite, fatigue. I think I said that already. Infertility and insomnia. Chronic low levels of exposure can lead to birth defects, mental retardation, autism, psychosis, allergies, dyslexia, hyperactivity, weight loss, shaky hands, muscular weakness, and paralysis. Children are especially sensitive because it can cross the placenta to the fetus and accumulate in the body. It can cause mental retardation, brain damage, cerebral palsy, blindness, seizures, excuse me, and the inability to speak in young children exposed in the uterus. At high levels in childhood, it is linked to criminal behavior in adulthood. Yeah. Aluminum. Is ingested in your food additives, drinking water, antacids, and buffered aspirins, and absorbed through the skin via astringents, nasal sprays, antiperspirants. Uh, I'll talk more about antiperspirants in another lecture. Exhaust fumes in the air, aluminum foil and cookware, soda cans, ceramics, and fireworks. Oh. The effects are that it affects the nervous system, the kidneys, the digestive system, and can cause degenerative muscular conditions and cancer. Also, large amounts accumulate in the brains of people with, are found to have accumulated in the brains of people with Alzheimer's disease. Cadmium is used in nickel cadmium batteries, PVC plastics, paint, pigments, PVC plastics are banned in some places as well, and they have to actually write it on the label if it is PVC. Um, I'm not sure about nickel cadmium batteries. I think they're still in production. Paint pigments, agricultural insecticides, fungicides, and fertilizers, cigarettes, dental alloys, electroplating, motor oil, exhaust fumes, and so forth. It's mostly absorbed through the lungs, and it's in smaller amounts through the digestive tract. It affects the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the brain, and bones, and passes through the placenta um, as well. Arsenic is another one. It's mostly found in the workplace, near hazardous waste sites, or in areas with high natural levels of arsenic. Chronic low levels of exposure can lead to progressive peripheral and central nervous changes, numbness and tingling, muscle tenderness, pins and needles in the hands and feet, neuropathy, which is inflammation and wasting of the nerves, which occurs gradually over time. It can also cause birth defects and liver damage. The next lot are parasites. Like I said, parasites, they're regarded as the monsters within. They're uninvited guests. And you can be living with them for some time without knowing that they're in your body. They're highly intelligent life form nowadays, and they invade the body and exist primarily living off the life of its host. That's you. They're highly the parallel life within our bodies are feeding off our energy, our cells, our nutrition. Some can lie there undetected for years, and they're activated when the immune system becomes depleted or low. Once upon a time, we used to deworm. I remember my grandmother, every now and again, she used to hold our nose and pour castor oil down our throat, and that would actually deworm us. Yes. People don't do those things anymore. It's a kind of regular type of cleansing. And it's a shame because it's necessary for us to do this to make sure that these awful things don't accumulate in our system. They're among they're thought to be among the world's greatest neglected conditions. Most of the animal foods we eat are infested with parasites. Pets have many forms of parasites and worms. Vegetables we eat are teeming with microbial organisms. This is why I show you ways to treat your vegetables before you use them. The items you handle can even transmit both microbial and macrobial parasites and eggs. Everything you touch could transfer parasites. They live almost anywhere and are transmitted to humans through insect bites, walking barefoot, handling objects, human contact, animal contact, water, eating raw fruits and vegetables without treating them first, eating undercooked meats and fish. And many of the unhealthy organisms are spread by fecal and oral contact. The personal hygiene of food handlers. Everything you eat, drink, or handle could be inviting unwanted guests to set up inside your body. Parasites affect billions of people worldwide and deprive their host of vitamins, nutrients, amino acids, and alters the pH levels, decrease the energy levels, and create a more acidic environment within your body. They live off your body's life force, believe it or not, and the sustenance that we ingest. The result is a loss of nourishment and cellular damage. toxicities produced by these creatures play havoc with our immune system and degrade our optimum health. The infestation can be directly or indirectly can cause sickness, disease, and numerous other health challenges. There are different types of them. There's one called the intestinal fluke, which some people used to believe actually causes cancer, but cancer, according to my knowledge, is not. Maybe it's one of the things that contribute to it. Um, let's see. I've got some pictures here of some that I used to put up on the screen as I'm doing this, but obviously I can't do that. But they're doing a lot of research, continual research on these parasites. There's quite a wide variety of them. Um, and there's a quote I have here by Dr. Ross Anderson, ND. He says, other prominent physicians agree with me that in human history, the parasite challenge is likely the most unrecognized of all endemic problems because they cannot be seen and rarely present immediate symptoms. They remain invisible as a cause or contributing factor to what can be a serious disorder. And I've got pictures here, which I can't show you obviously, but there's one called the roundworm, there's a hookworm, um, there's a threadworm, a dwarf tapeworm, fish tapeworm, whipworm, intestinal fluke, and so forth. There's quite a lot of these parasites. Um, and if you want to learn more about these parasites and these toxic, all these um, toxic, what do I say, ingredients or toxic things that you can actually take into the body without knowing that are harming you, you can contact me and I will tell you what we do on my programs to help you not just prevent, but to get them out of your system. Yes, all the heavy metals, the parasites, and all these other um, toxins we can get out of your system and get you healthy. There's not enough time on here to actually go into all of that, but I just wanted to let you know that there are these different types of things that are getting into your system that is actually uh, that could actually kill you. Yeah, so they need to be addressed. All right, so that's as much as we're going to be doing today. I can talk about antibiotics another time. Okay, so that's it for today. Um, I'm going to now uh, look at our meditation. And once we've done our meditation, we're going to end the program. So I will say to you once again, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, and go back and take a look at some of the videos I've done in the past, because you'll find that a lot of that information relates to these things that I'm actually talking about. And remember, if you are tired, sick and tired of sickness, of the pain, of the misery, the depression, the waking up in the morning in pain, going to bed at night in pain, spending all your money on medications and pills, and being so tired all the time you can't play with your children or your grandchildren, not having holidays because it costs so much to be sick, just all the things that come as a result of having these degenerative diseases. If you are sick and tired of them and you really, really want to turn your life around, to switch everything around and turn your life around, change your life, so that you can get up in the mornings feeling wonderful, looking forward to your day. You can be looking forward to the rest of your life, looking forward to your future, and walking and not having to walk around with bags and bags of pills and talk about your pain all day long and so forth. Call me. Yes, go to the link in bio or here on YouTube and take the number and call me, or but actually it's best for you to just go to the link in bio or the take the make the call here in YouTube. Click on the discovery call or make an appointment to have a consultation with me, and I can tell you all about the programs that I run, and you can ask me all the questions that you need to ask. Okay, so thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to do our meditation now. And for those of you who are not used to the meditation, you are going to just make yourself as comfortable as you can where you are. And remember, if you're driving, you don't want to do this. So yes, you want to focus on the driving. So you can always come back to it and do it. Um, so make yourself as comfortable as you possibly can and start to take some deep breaths, deepen your breathing, and start to relax. Okay? So breathe in. Breathe in. Remember, you're breathing into the bottom of your lungs, and breathe out. And as you breathe out, just allow your body to relax. Just let go and let your body droop and sag. And breathe in again. Deep breath into the bottom of your lungs and breathe out and relax from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Just feel that relaxation spreading down your body all the way to the tips of your toes. Let your arms relax and feel heavy on your lap. Another deep breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you're relaxing so well, just continue to breathe normally and allow yourself to just make the most of the next few minutes while I and share with you this meditation. O soul of mine, look out and see. O soul of mine, look out and see. Look up and know thy freedom. Be not cast down nor dismayed. Be uplifted within me and exalt, for thy salvation has come. Behold the wonders of the great whole and the marvels of the universe. Look out and see thy good. It is not afar off, but is at hand. Prepare thyself to accept and believe, to know and live. Let life enter and live through thee, soul of mine, and rejoice that thou hast vision so fair and so complete. Rejoice that the perfect whole is so completely reflected through thee. My light has come. Just continue to ponder on those words and think about how they relate to you and your life. And just continue to remain calm and relaxed for as long as you choose, for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week, and for as long as you choose. Just gradually return to full awareness and open your eyes. See you next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next week.